blend because this makeup goes everywhere, and I don't really, it blends pretty good. If you get the right color, you really don't have to worry about the blended part with the chin. Then you take a bronzer brush, and I just take it, or a kabuki brush, and you just buff out the streaks from the foundation brush. Sometimes it leaves it behind. Take it, brush it out, and that helps to even out the foundation and make it look more natural. So as you can see, already looks a little bit more natural. The reason why I have this towel on, because I don't want to distract from the style by my hair. So I wanted to make sure everybody's attention is focused to that. Next, if needed, you would take your concealer and begin to cover up under eye circles, blemishes, or red spots. And what you do is take a few dots of a creamy concealer, which I use the NC50 MAC Studio Sculpt Concealer, and you take it, hold on here, you apply it under your eye or any blemishes to help remove like the veiny parts or the blush appearances that's under your eyes. Like I have the red spots, the red circles on my eyes that women have, and you just begin to pat the concealer under those problem areas. Just take it and pat it. Don't rub it, pat it. Because remember, we're trying to conceal, so we don't want to remove a lot of the product by rubbing it. And we do the other side. Same thing, pat it. Pat, pat. And like once I put the foundation most of the time, I don't really need to apply a concealer, but I just like that dewy look from the concealer. I just like that dewy look. So I usually still apply it. And if you have areas around your nose, you apply it to the same. And for this tutorial purpose, I will apply it for those that may have areas on where you usually would need it. And like the bridge of your nose and any other areas, if I was to have a lot of black spots or acne blemishes on my face, I would just take a little bit and dab it on those areas. Which, thank goodness, I don't have those many problems with my skin, but I do have problems. So next, another thing that would be handy is get you some baby wipes. They're really good for helping to wipe up any problems that you may have made, and I'll show that more as we do other tutorials. Hopefully in the future, if I make mistakes, you'll be able to see on how I correct those mistakes as well. But after you apply your concealer to cover those spots, you prep the lids. And what you do is, even if you aren't going to use like an eyeshadow on your lids, you will want to apply a lid base to the lids to even out the skin there on these lids. Like most people's lids, they may have like blue veins or something if you're light skinned, and you can conceal them with the base of the primer for the lids, and it also helps to even out your overall skin tone. And I'm going to show you what I use. Okay, I usually use, if I'm going to be applying the eyeshadow and I want my color to really pop, I usually use a MAC's paint pot in like a soft ochre or something to that nature. But if I'm just going to, sometimes if I don't want it to pop that much, but I still want to get exactly what I need, I will apply the eyeshadow portion, which is also a primer to the eye. But say you don't want to use the eyeshadow, you can also take the concealer with the same color and pat that on that eye. Don't rub, because this is a sensitive part of your skin, and you don't want to stretch that skin out and cause early wrinkles. So you just tap it, pat, 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 pat it down. You feel tempted sometimes to just rub it, but don't rub it. Just try to use control and tap that eye down, and then you will have a perfected, flawless look. But one thing about the concealer is that you want to make sure that you bring that color back to your skin, because you don't want to go out just looking like this plain Jane. So you want to make sure you bring some color back to your skin. And the way I do that, once you've evened out that skin tone, you would take you a blush or a bronzer. And I use, once again, I don't always use all MAC, but for this particular tutorial, I'm using Grand Duo. It's a mineralized blush from MAC Studios. And what you do is take you some of that blush, and you'll notice the skin, like I said, is lacking color, it's just bland. But you'll take you some of that blush and you bring it back. Like I said, with a concealer or a creamy concealer or a creamy blush. Basically, you just apply the bronzer with a big fluffy brush on the spots that the sun or the light naturally hits. Like if I use the light that I have now, I will apply it on my cheeks. That's where the light usually hit, my cheeks. Both sides. I usually go in a circle because I want it to look natural. I don't want it to look like I have blush on. I want it to give me a nice glow. And usually my chin. So you take that down, just brisk it down on both sides. My nose, because you know the light is naturally hitting my nose. There. And my forehead on both sides. Yeah, you just want to make sure you bring that back and see how it brings back my skin. Now I have color in my skin. It's not just a matte look. So now you bring that back. My eyebrows are looking funky right now because I need to arch them. But I'll show you how to even camouflage that if you have a bad eyebrow day and you need to, haven't gotten them arched yet. It's a way that you can actually camouflage that. So once you bring that color back to your face, basically, usually, which I'm not going to do this on this particular tutorial, but you'll set that face. You want to make sure you set that face. And that's usually the last step to give that flawless look. You just basically use a setting powder. Like I said, I usually avoid this step because I love the dewy complexion that the foundation gives me without the powder. Plus, at this point, I usually be lazy and I don't really feel like putting on a powder. But most of makeup artists, they usually insist that you put on the powder. So I'm not going to apply it, but I'm going to show you. This is basically the powder. And you would basically take you a brush, swirl it around, and just like you applied the blush, you applied over your face. And it'll give you a more matte look, a more Barbie doll look. It's not dewy or anything, but I like to glow. I like the glow, dewy look. So I usually do not apply a powder unless I get oily and I just kind of touch up those areas. So now that your face is on, and you'll notice that you don't even have to really apply the foundation. I don't really need any eyeshadow or anything like that. So to finish up the look, basically, you would take you a bit of mascara and a hint of lip gloss or a hint of color, or lip gloss or whatever you want to use, and that's enough for a flawless look. So until next time. And so there you have it. Pretty much that's the look. This is your, as I say, this is your, how you even out your skin. Basically, even out the skin and give you a flawless look. So that's it.